Hello everyone, I bring you warm greetings from Ghana. If you are French, I say salut. If you are Spanish, I say saludos. Today, we are going to look at another method you can use in handling enquiry. And so our topic is on handling guest enquiry by the email method. In our previous training slides, I have already presented to you a step-by-step approach you can use to master the enquiry handling skill by using the telephone method. If you are a new viewer, I encourage you to search for the video, watch it, take the point out of it, practice it, and send me feedback. To respond to guest enquiry by the email method, it is important that you do that professionally, because corporate emails are just not like informal emails. My expectation is that this training session will help you improve upon the way you respond to guest email, as well as help project your organization in a positive way to the client. To respond to guest email by the email method, you need to follow this 10 points. Point number 1, determine the source of email. It is so important you know where the email is coming from. That way, it helps you to respond to it appropriately. So, for example, the email could be coming from your private guests, such as an individual. It could be coming from your corporate clients, that is the corporate organizations that you transact business with. It could also be coming from your GDS partners, that is the global distribution system. So, for example, it could be coming from booking.com, it could be coming from Jumia, Expedia, Travelocity, just to mention a few. Once you determine the source, you can now prepare a good response and know the format to use. Point number 2, look out for email that contains viruses before opening them. Internet security is key here. It is important the IT unit or department in your hotel have a strong antivirus that builds a firewall around your internet system to prevent viruses or hackers from attacking your system. When they do that, your files will get corrupted or they could crash your unit. And so it's important that you talk to your IT unit to give you some signals what to look out for in an email that is a potential virus carrier. Point number 3, read thoroughly and look out for the keywords to know what the email is about. So you need to read through the email about 2 or 3 times to ensure that you understand what the guest is talking about or where the guest needs assistance. If you rush through the reading, you might miss the important point. So, for example, if the email concerns room reservation, you could have keywords such as arrival date, such as flight information, such as the type of room and the number of nights. If it concerns conference, it could have keywords such as the floor size, the conference package, the seating capacity, and any other important keyword that will help you know how to craft your response. Point number 4, check the language and respond in the sender's language. Oftentimes, front office personnel that are not multilingual find it very difficult to to respond to emails that are in other languages apart from English. These days, with an advancement in IT, it is so easy for you to find apps, translation apps, or apps that translate other languages into English or any other preferred language. So, for example, you might want to look out for Google Translate, or iTranslate Language Translator, or Microsoft Translator, or Say Hi Translate. These are all various language translation apps you could use in your hotel. So talk to your IT to assist you if you don't know how to go about it. Once you are able to respond in the language the guest sent the email in, it helps the guest to feel comfortable and to continue with the interaction, because once you fail to be able to respond in their language, it means it becomes difficult for them to continue with the response or follow-up email. Point number 5. Respond appropriately. Because it is a corporate email, it is important that you respond appropriately by ensuring that you use the correct grammar, by ensuring that you do correct punctuation, by ensuring that your salutation, the body, the conclusion, you get it right. So, for example, if a guest send you an email and he or she attached a title to the name, you might want to refer to that title in the salutation when you are responding to the email. So, for example, it could be a doctor, it could be a pastor, it could be a reverend, it could be a professor, it could be a Mrs. or Mr. Please look out for the titles and attach it appropriately, because some guests are very much particular about that. If the guest did not attach any title, it's important that you start the salutation with the last name of the guest or with the first name, depending upon your company's format. And then you check the body and you check the conclusion. Make sure every correct information is provided in there, and respond appropriately. Point number 6. Proofread your response. It is important that you read through the response you have drafted about twice or 3 times. When you do that, it gives you an indication of where you got it wrong in terms of typos, in terms of wrong punctuation, in terms of repetition of words, or spelling mistakes. It helps you to be able to correct all that before you click on send. If you do not proofread your work, you are bound to send a response to an email full of errors, and you don't want to do that to your company. Point number 7. Click on send button only when you are sure everything is in order. It's important that when you have done thorough proofreading and you are convinced that the response you have typed answers the questions that were raised in the guest email comfortably, you can click on send and the email can get to the customer. Point number 8. Check your sent folder to make sure the email has been sent. It's important that you check your send folder, because there are times the internet could be slow due to disruptions or due to any other thing that could be from the service provider or probably your own internal system. And so when you send an email, the email could be in the queue, and so it's important you check the send folder to be sure that the email has been sent to the customer. If you check the send folder and you don't find the email there, it is an indication that the email could be in the queue, and so you must resend. If you try a couple of times and it doesn't go through, it is time to call for assistance from your IT department. Point number 9. Complete the process by either printing a copy for your records or by forwarding it to the appropriate units for action. In some hotels, they dedicate the front office PC or computer to be the receiving point of all corporate or emails that comes to the organization, and the front office becomes the point they do the forwarding to the relevant department for action to be taken. In other cases too, they are equipped with all the relevant information and they are able to respond to emails appropriately. So based on the format,